One of the challenges of using a DSLR to shoot cinematic video is finding the right lens. According to Sony, this new 28-135 is designed for professional video shooting. It's a full-frame E-mount G-series lens, ideally suited to shoot with the A7S, which offers its own set of cinematic features. With the help of Thom Varey, let's see how well it does. Meagan Delima has graciously allowed us to shoot her EP launch at the Piston. This video was shot in 4K at 24p using an Adamus Shogun, except for some upscaled HD shots when there's an HD icon in the top right corner. This lens is a serious and beautiful piece of kit. Slightly over a kilo, it's big, heavy, and feels solid. It comes with a removable tripod mount and a square hood. Looks pro in every way. We've mounted the lens on the tripod. That takes the strain off the A7S lens mount. To create a cinematic look, we want everything in manual. We set a custom white balance. Shutter speed is 1/40th. I'll let Thom adjust the picture profile settings.
These settings provide a flat recording with wide dynamic range, so I create the look I want in post. Leaving the black level at 0, I set the gamma using S-Log2. Black gamma middle, but increase the level to +2. For color mode, movie. Then saturation to -8. Detail to -5. It looks flat on screen, but recording this way provides the flexibility I need for grading in post.
Under these circumstances, those settings require an ISO of 8000. While just about any lens can handle stills, there are some specific features that make a lens suitable for video. First, focus, zoom, and preferably aperture should be physically and manually controlled, with a defined travel, making it possible to easily set, adjust, and return to a specific focal length or focus point. Most of Sony's E-series lenses have manual zoom, but don't have aperture controls. And although they have focus rings, they operate as focus by wire. The control ring is connected to the lens through a motor. As the lens isn't marked for distance, this makes it difficult to set a focus point and return to it accurately. The 28-135 has 3 rings. Closest to the camera is the aperture ring. This switch turns the click detents on or off. It's designed for video so as not to interfere with audio. We're recording audio externally, so that's really not an issue for us. The settings are marked from f4, which is a constant setting for all focal lengths, to f22. Either way, the aperture ring has a defined travel and an auto iris setting, A. When the aperture is on A, the iris lock prevents the ring from being moved to another setting. When the lock is activated when the aperture is not on A, the lock prevents the ring from accidentally being moved to the auto setting. The next ring controls the zoom. It has a defined travel of about 1/4 turn for a 5x ratio from 28-135 full frame. It's worth noting that all zoom and focus action is internal to the lens. There's a manual servo zoom switch, as well as a mounting socket for a zoom pin. It's small, so I nearly missed it in the box. In servo, the power zoom lever, which is pressure sensitive, controls the rate and the focal length is displayed on screen. There's no display in manual. The A7S has a setting to select whether wide is at the left or right end of the turn. Here's a trick if you want to go tighter. Use APS-C mode, which makes this a 42-200. The zoom is responsive and works well, but it's not purely mechanical, which is most noticeable if you crash zoom from wide to tight. Let me show you what I mean. On the right, a shot through the lens. On the left, the shot of the lens taken at the same time. When I turn the ring quickly, and you'll hear the click, when it reaches the end of travel, the shot on the right takes a second or so to catch up. In normal, typical zoom operation, it's not noticeable. All of the zooms in this video are manual and they look smooth and organic. Focus is maintained nicely from wide to tight. The third and largest ring is focus. and it snaps in for full manual focus or out for combined. Setting focus to manual eliminates focus breathing, tiny adjustments that the auto system makes even when there's no change in the subject. The distances are marked, with about a third turn to go from a meter to infinity. Closest focus when wide is about 40 centimeters. An optical steady shot switch engages stabilization. We used a tripod, so left it off. The filter diameter is 95 millimeters. If you're considering using the lens for stills, you can rotate the tripod collar for portrait mode.
You know I'm yours right now, tonight.
Sony's optional remote control enables me to focus with the left hand while zooming with the right. The A7S is a low-light champ, so we wanted to get a few shots of Meagan walking into the club after dark. And then we asked Meagan to play at home, to have an opportunity to evaluate the bokeh at various focal lengths and apertures. We started with Meagan about a meter from the camera. First at f/22, with an ISO of 80,000, gotta love the high ISOs on the A7S, and then open to f4 with an ISO of 4,000. Those extremes may not capture a real-world example, so we also shot f11 at 1 meter, ISO 25,600, and then backed off to about 3 meters.
For you, follow my lead and see.
Then we opened back up to f4 with ISO 4000. Finally, we wanted to try racking the focus. We set the focus on Meagan, marked it with masking tape, and started the shot focused on the guitar, placing it at the lens's shortest focus distance. We hit the mark, and it worked perfectly. One of my favorite A7S features is the slow video shutter, which provides a nice blur as the background for this green screen interview, where I asked Meagan about working with Bob Ezrin.
And I got emailed that I was the one that was chosen, which was crazy. And he kind of took it from this and just like shaped it into this beautiful thing that I never knew it could become.
Sony has done just about everything right in this powerful addition to its full-frame lens lineup. Along with the native lenses from third parties and the many adapted lenses, it further enhances the A7 family as a great video platform.
That's good. Yeah.